Hey, everybody. We've had a bit of a broken Ferrari day today, so that's probably the right word for it. On one side on the right, that's a Ferrari Lusso, and opposite it, they've brought in one more car. That's a 458 Italian Spider version. Well, I'll show you what happened to it, but it hasn't been completely disassembled yet. But nevertheless, you see, the Lusso that we had first in the picture, there is a torn brake hose, yes. Exactly a failure with the brake hose, and there is a problem with the actuator dust cover, but very oil everywhere. Everywhere is bad and no brakes. Here we literally had a steering rack explode. So there was a pop and fluid leaked out too. This is a very, very confusing story, but we'll look into it. We'll figure it out. Well, as you can see, that's how it happens. That's how they cry in Ferrari. Because very, very much everything is flooded with this power steering fluid. Well, literally, I think that we'll start taking it apart in a day and show you what the cause was. Please note that the cars are custom color both. I showed a video once that this color cost 25,000 euros plus the cost of the car. Anyway, two cars this color. What is interesting is that in Europe in this color cars are practically not sold. That is, as far as I understand it, it was the custom colors that basically all went to us on Russia. But either in Europe, those who have the ability to pay plus 25,000 euros are unlikely to sell these cars. That's the conclusion I drew. Here, by the way, this car has pretty decent mileage on it. 13-year-old car, 62,000 miles driven, that's quite a bit. It's a film, by the way, and it's an Italian-made film. The car came from the factory, and this option could be ordered from the factory. I will tell you that the quality of the film and the quality of pasting, well, to put it mildly, not at the top. Well, for a modest budget of $500,000, you're entitled to this kind of trouble. But naturally, the automobile, not new, of course, the car has long been operated in Russia, or rather from scratch operated in Russia. But there are all sorts of problems. Of course, we'll solve all these issues. That's what we're working for. But by the way, about this particular car, for 60,000 kilometers of mileage, in principle nothing with it until today has not happened to him so terrible, after which it would be possible to call Ferrari unreliable car. For example, if you compare the same age Lamborghini, the Ferrari, I think, will be more reliable and cheaper to maintain. Lamborghini cars are more tied to VAG now, but have also become quite reliable in principle. Anyway, when it comes to the Huracan, the Burris, and the Aventador, it's a real Lamborghini after all. And there's more problems there. But naturally, the cost of fixing them is also quite high because it's the very top. The car in the lineup. Well, it's a massive Lamborghini project, if you can call it a massive Lamborghini project, but it just showed how the engine compartment lid works or doesn't work. The shock absorbers have failed and it's not holding. So I have to remove and hold this cover with my other hand at the same time. There are traces of rust, and here all the space of the engine compartment is not the cleanest, but here the version we have is a convertible. It's a hardtop convertible. I'll tell you honestly, when a convertible appears, the price of solving many issues increases by 20% for the simple reason that it is very, very difficult to get to everything. But right now, I'm just showing you what construction looks like. Because the motor is kind of underneath this whole structure, or rather it's the whole cast tube. The result is located above the valve cover, so it's more difficult to do any work here. You have to take a lot of things apart, and consequently, you have to put a lot of things back together. But these are all fairly labor-intensive processes. But anyway, I'll try to show you from downstairs what happened. But they haven't completely removed the defenses yet. It's impossible to see it fully. Now we're just removing all this oil from the floor, but you can see the whole disc is covered in oil. Well, I'm hoping that tomorrow we'll bring it all back with renewed vigor. We're gonna start cleaning up. You have a good time watching the video? I want to work. Write in the comments what would be interesting to you in this situation. I'll try to show everyone. Bye, everybody. To be continued.